We'll see.
No, like
We're
literally,
live.
like I won't have to roll for it, according to the spell.
We are live.
All right. Let's start it then. Welcome. It's been a minute.
We're back.
No,
I'm finally settled in my new place.
How do we do this again?
Mostly. Mostly settled.
I know. All day with day. What's this thing? What's this thing with 20 sides and numbers and shit?
Yes. Jesus, math? This game has math? I forgot.
It does.
Oh, I found my box of dice too.
Nice. There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I got my chonky D6. Or D20, sorry. All
I
right.
have a chonky D6.
No.
No.
I got metal D6.
Is your chonky die named Big Chungus?
I don't remember what I named it.
Oh, okay.
It's gray and blue, so I don't know.
You can definitely call it, well, if it's gray, you can definitely call it Big Chungus.
All right. So last time we left off, you guys were in the thick of it. You had won the tournament for Lady Berzima's favor as somewhat of just a champion of the tournament. What that entails was not really declared to you, but it would seem it's some sort of position of honor amongst her court. And you guys were, well, Kroava was the victor, I believe.
Yes.
And as such, you were able to bring along your friend here and your other, your twin brother friends, because that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And get into the castle. And you're allowed access to the castle. And you're in a room in the castle, but
Like a boss.
whether or not you'll be able to do stuff, who knows? Last we left off, everyone was bedding down for the night and taking a well-needed long rest. So why don't you guys go ahead and just do that?
We're going to get a long rest? Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I'm
and you
not
can-
going to complain.
oh,
I don't remember what
that's
time it was in game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that you guys are able to get up, and it's early,
I
early
don't-
enough for you guys to do what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think we were in the room and it was like 9-10 p.m. because obviously like the actual event wasn't late, so because it was
so I thought
straight
maybe, like,
after.
We were going to
Yeah.
only have to take get a short rest. So then tonight we could do the sneaking around.
No, I don't want.
But then it might be better to sneak around during the day just because that dude probably won't be in his quarters. He's probably got other shit to do.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
All right.
Now, I got to find my notes, though. I don't remember his name.
I've got
the individual's office you are looking for is Sanguinius Drath, captain of the Grey Hand, a particularly nasty group of kind of special operations soldiers for the Silver Legion.
Yeah.
Yup.
Totally didn't
Yeah.
forget
AKA, he's a dick.
that.
He also, gave Kroava a sword that kind of took over his mind, like
Maybe.
a jerk.
Yeah. We don't
Who
know.
knows?
It may have.
Bravo feels good about it. He likes it.
Makes me feel strong.
Yeah, I don't have. I can't break a curse on you. I don't have uncurse,
And you don't really know what's going on.
and I don't know he's cursed anyway. Because I could with 100 GP of diamond dust.
I'm just
That's my greater
chill,
restoration.
man. I'm happy. Everything's
alright.
great.
Just chilling, feel good, man.
That's like your opinion.
That's like your
It's like
opinion,
your
dude.
opinion. Dude, I love that movie so much. It's a great movie. Anyway,
Any hoostles?
yeah. So this is the next morning, huh?
You guys wake up. You're all able to wipe the dried spittle from your mouth, and wake up for the morning. Have some food, some, warm mud water. What do they call it? Coffee.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, Gray will, once while he's sitting and just finishing his meal, he's just gonna like just stretch and oh man, am I gonna feel that for a few days? Oh, he's just gonna like, rolls his shoulders, stretching it out, and just oh, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Yeah, look.
This it kind of wears you down a little bit after a while.
Say what you want about them. They might be evil, but their pillows are amazing.
Also, what the hell, Kroava? You stabbed me literally in the back. What the hell was that all about? I thought we were gonna like, kind of duel a little bit to put on a show, and then I was gonna take a fall. You didn't have to literally knock me the fuck out.
I said knock you out.
We had to make it look believable. Plus, you were totally gonna try and kill me.
Well, just a little bit. Like, I would have stopped before actually killing you. But come on, we were like going after Big Dumb and Helmeted, and you stabbed me from my blind side in the back. Come on, man, that's.
Well, look, we at least got what we wanted, so let's just look at the positives. We don't get a lot of those, so let's just try and keep on track. I promise I won't kill you again. Okay?
Can I do an insight check on like Kroava, kind of like, because it seems like he's trying to avoid answering and giving me like a proper excuse.
Sure, go right ahead. Make an insight check with
Okay.
your +0 modifier.
Yeah, I believe I have a +0. No, I have a +1.
Hey!
What insight?
Here comes the nat 20.
And that one?
That one. I believe you implicitly. All right then.
Here we go. Okay, that makes sense. That sounds right.
Anyway. Yeah, but first, are there any like palace servants or castle servants or anything in our room right now, or is it just us?
No, but like there is
Kroava
probably,
and Praxis.
what you guys would know is that there aren't any like servants in your room. There is usually like a guard, maybe like posted outside or maybe down the hall.
Oh, that's right. Like the last time we looked for surveillance devices in the room and we didn't find anything.
Yeah,
but I think you rolled.
But
shittily.
we were. Yeah, well, of course we did.
well, no.
I'm not sure how you rolled.
Praxis,
Practice rolled.
Greg got
No,
a nat
I rolled
20.
a nat 20.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20 in my investigation for something.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I don't believe we found anything.
Yeah.
But we did. I think we established though that we were just kind of like really suspicious anyway, and didn't necessarily want to like discuss things too openly on our plans.
Yeah, it might be better to get out the castle if we're going to talk about things. Maybe
yeah, it's probably
we can go for a walk.
Right.
How would that work with you, Braxis and Kroava? Kind of just like insane that.
Yeah, what is this anyway? We got what, Braxis 1 and Braxis 2?
Braxis.
Oh, well, that's the thing. So this is a kind of I would say a quantum duplicate of myself. That makes sense. It kind of uses you guys don't know what it is, but basically I've made a copy of myself. It's not completely me. It follows my orders implicitly.
You can use it to be in two places at once, huh?
Well, no, I'm myself, and that's its own self.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it looks like you, so,
It
You
is
can
me.
use it to be you someplace else.
Yes, did all the time. Did not like I turn it off. It's a physical person. I mean, if it dies, it dies. But that's.
Kroava
Am I
will
gonna
kind of
die?
just like walk up and just do that kind of check. His hand won't go through. Kind of just
You
prod
kinda,
him in the
like,
shoulder.
Poke him in the shoulder, and he just kind of like looks at you.
Yeah, he totally feels real, Gray. Like, this shit is like, and he'll just start kind of like prodding. Like, this is really good, Braxis. You nailed this.
Wow. I'm sure someone like you can figure out the use.
Kroava, that's me. I'm the actual.
Oh,
That's my copy over there.
oh, fuck.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Kroava will straight up just turn around and just go with his finger pointing out ready to prod.
You get about the same reaction. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's totally cool. But like, how's that gonna work with like getting around? Like, can you like hide
What do you
them or like? I feel as if like, is it gonna draw some unwanted attention? Like,
I mean,
if they have
no,
like,
people have twins all the time. So
there's like,
what's to say they know the difference?
well, I heard rumors that they have like ways of telling, like they have things like they can tell if magic is being occurred. So like, is it going to give off anything to be like, this is not what it seems?
It's a good question. Hold on. Please hold for DM.
Yeah, it does kind of make you wonder if it can be detected with like a detect magic spell.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but it's more just like if they have like fucking sensors and shit like that cutting about, that like alarms will go off if it detects magic, and it's like
True.
That's
well, I mean, he
my
walked in
worry.
here, so
Yeah, that's true.
Chris, do you remember if we actually got the things we need to plant yet? Because I don't remember if we actually received the things that we need to plant in the guy's room yet.
That is a good question.
I don't recall. I know we met with what's her nuts, but
You got it from her the night before.
Oh yeah, it was in
did
the
give it
bar.
to us. Okay.
Yeah, hummingbird
Yeah.
did
Okay.
gears and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
That was the night Kroava made the bomb.
Yeah.
I only partially remember that particular part.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was, and I was probably not well that day.
Yeah. You guys have the documents. That
Yeah.
much I know.
Okay. All right. Because if we were going to discuss it, I was going to suggest we go out and then discuss it while we're going to go get the stuff. But we actually have.
Yeah, because she's also, I've just found my note there. She's also gave us a sending stone. I can't remember why she gave us a sending stone and what it was for, but she's gave us a sending stone.
Man, I didn't write any of that down. Crap.
Yeah.
Probably contact her.
Yeah. Oh, I think because it was in the bar. Remember when it was the female drow, and then it was just it was like drow, and then she turned herself back into hummingbird.
Well, yeah, I remember meeting her. I just don't remember that we, any of that other stuff.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
We've got
right.
it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we got it. An ascending stone.
Got the
All right.
bulk of it. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, you guys are free to move about the room. Whether how you want to try and get to the this other office is up to y'all.
Yeah.
I suggest somebody run distraction, and so Sir Kroava, I do recall you have the ability to increase our sneaking ability.
Marcus, is that you?
No, it's not Marcus.
Kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, I know. Marcus is more like this. A little gravelier.
I don't know about that, but
But
okay.
this is gray.
Yeah. Well,
In any case.
one thing that we could do is, why don't we just, like, for plan A, why don't we just, like, go a walk and we'll just walk around and see if we can find, like, let's not take any, like, don't look suspicious, don't look as if we're just gonna, if someone stops us and says, oh, you can't be here, then we'll be like, oh, we were just wandering, stretching our legs after we're fight.
Oh, yeah.
Totally
Certainly.
cool. We'll come back and then
I'm pretty good at that.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
all I'm getting is that I made you
Right,
do-
I forgot. We also get temporary HP from our long rest because we all rested together.
Oh, right. Ooh.
Let's see how much am I supposed to get again? I get Warlock level plus Charisma modifier, and then up to 5 creatures get half my Warlock level plus Charisma. So all you guys get 6 plus 5. So you guys all get 11. So Braxis and Kroava. I don't think the homunculus can. Well, that says creatures. Like if it counts as a creature.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so it gets also gets 11 temporary HP. I get
plus
18.
So I've got 11.
Yep, 11 temporary HP. I get 18.
Hell yeah.
Forgot about that because we all rested in the middle, and Gray was there
Yeah.
when everybody woke up.
Yeah, so 11 to both of them.
Yep.
Nope, that sounds good to me.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Yeah, fucking right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So would you guys like to go for a walk?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say just
Yeah.
we'll go for
Just
a
a
walk.
tour of the place.
Yeah, just we'll talk and walk. Just act as if we're just out on a loving stroll around the castle. If anybody happens to stop us, we're not going to be dicks. We'll just be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, be all casual like and see if we can find Sanguinius's
I'm pretty sure
office. No, quarters. We have to plan in his quarters, right?
I'm pretty
His
sure
office.
at
Oh, his
some
office, okay,
point
yeah.
I was told that it was up. It was like the 3rd floor or something like that. Or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I distinctly remember that being said. So at least know the floor. We just have to get there.
Yeah.
You guys are on the 1st floor.
Mhm.
Even then, like the castle's like, kind of raised up from the actual ground floor around the castle. So it's kind of like the half a floor. You couldn't like get into the windows just from the ground level. You have to kind of climb up a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, if you guys want to walk around, that is something you're definitely able to do. Are you taking Braxis or the copy?
If they want to come along.
Yeah, if they want to come along, if they deem it that it's got to be too conspicuous, then we can just walk ourselves and relay information. Don't necessarily need them.
They'll stay behind for this.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Well, me and Gray will just kind of go and scout.
Yeah, because we've got the tournament winner and the 3rd place, the person who got 3rd place.
Yeah, and
there
you got 2nd. Well, no, you. Oh, no.
Nah, Gray got 3rd.
Yeah.
Because the other armored beefy guy. Wait, did he get straight up dead? Did we? Oh yeah, we chopped off his head.
I fucking ended his existence.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I technically got 3rd place, but since I'm alive,
technicality,
runner-up by default. Yes.
Runner-up by default. The 2 greatest words in the English language. Default.
No, well, I will say, as much as we're going to be looking, Kroava is also going to have a little side quest of just getting escape and exit points into his mind, because I feel as if this is going to be a slash and dash sort of thing at the end up. Like, we are going to have to get out of here quick.
You're just trying to get the layout of the cast.
Yeah, just see where things are, things that could be used to our advantage, things that we want to stay fucking clear of.
Right. All right. Sure. Yeah, you guys are able to. Are you going to go out the door then?
Yeah, we'll go out the door and just nod to the guards and.
They come to attention as you exit out the door with your normal accoutrement, and they say, it's the guard that's at the door is a burly looking. Actually, he is a like a mottled brown fur. He's a Leonin. He has a kind of like the head of a lion and the body of a man, but he's like just completely covered in fur. He's decked out in like breastplate. He has like a sash that wraps around his breastplate, doing some sort of service or stature. Holding a big pike, and he's got some other well-made armor attached to him, and says, "I am to be your personal." Concierge. I'm supposed to follow you around the grounds when you are not in your rooms.
Ah, a chaperone then.
Yes.
That's just fine.
He
If we
does
have any questions, we'll ask you. What's your name?
He gives a good bow and says, "My name is Lieutenant Dalmur."
Shit.
D-A-L-
Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Dalmur. Dalmur.
Lieutenant Dalmur.
Yes, Lieutenant Dalmur of the Royal Reserves here.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm the blue. Shit, what the hell did I call myself? The blue something.
It's like the blue thunder,
blue
blue
Avenger.
lightning.
The Blue Avenger.
I go by the Blue Avenger.
Yes. And he kind of like puts a fist to his chest and does a bow and says, "A little favor with you, sir."
Gray will kind of mimic the same salute and kind of give a respectful bow. And the same to you, good sir.
It's kind of like the I think the like Attack on Titan salute.
I haven't watched that in like ages.
Hold on.
I think I got to like episode like 18 or something. Jesus.
Like that.
Oh yeah, all right, cool.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I've been holding on to that video for a year. It was literally November 2021 that I had that in my fucking phone.
Babes. Yeah. All right. So yeah, he gives a quick salute and bows. And he gestures, down the hall, whichever way you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take a little tour of the castle. It's not every day that folks like us get to be in a quite a place like this. So
yeah, would you mind like taking us on a kind of little tour just to stretch our legs and just like yesterday was a bitch.
Of course, I would love to. And he kind of takes you down the hall and into one of the he's just taking you across the halls. I do want to ask real quick, which one of you has the documents on them?
Oh,
and is it physically there, or is it in the bag of holding? And
I would say probably in the bag of holding is probably where we put it for safekeeping. Which Braxis had while we were in the tournament, I believe.
Yeah,
which one of you would have took it from him?
Kroava would have broke that because it was left in the hotel. So Kroava would have brought that when bringing Braxis in that too.
Okay, well then we'll just say Kroava has it then.
Okay. Yeah. So Yeah, Kroava. I was just going to flip a coin, but no, Kroava. I mean, I will say Kroava.
Oh yeah, we can flip a coin. I don't mind.
Kroava, I was
Whatever.
as
Maybe
an
get
actual
into it.
player, I was the plan. Like, I was just scouting.
Right.
If we're going to do the job now, then I will have it. If not, it would have just still been in the bag of holding back in the room with practice.
Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. What do you want to do?
I would
Well,
say
since
it's
we didn't really have a chance to discuss it in character because we wanted to like keep.
I mean,
things
you
on down
guys.
low.
Okay, I mean, you guys could have.
yeah.
We'll say you guys would have been able to do that.
All right.
It's not a problem.
Gray was going to volunteer to like be more of a distraction since Kroava has passed without a trace.
Oh
And it'd be
yeah.
easier for Kroava to like sneak in unseen, and while Gray like ran interference
Well,
for them to like plant the stuff. So
Kroava
Kroava
would
could plant it.
have totally accepted that and agreed with that, but Kroava would have kind of been like, "Well, why don't we use this as just a scouting mission, and then
Well, yeah, they'll scout
later
if they
on-
have the opportunity,
Yeah.
then do it. But if not, they'll wait until later.
yeah." So, well, no, like Kroava would have just left the stuff in the room. Like
He would have. Okay,
we'll-
then yeah, all right.
we'll
This will just be a
scout,
scouting.
see
mission.
what happens with the
Okay.
best plan of action, and then we'll be able to understand what kind of distraction Gray would have to use in order for Kroava to get in. So this is
Fair enough.
totally scouting.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. I want you guys to go ahead. I want to make this a skill test for the both of you. Since it looks like Krova's going to be infiltrating the office and Gray is going to be acting as distraction. Yes.
Yep.
When we go to actually plant the document.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yes.
We're going to make this a skill test to prepare for that inevitability.
Okay.
All right.
How this is going to work, I'm looking for a DC for you guys to meet a DC with each of these checks. You can't use the same skill twice.
Okay.
That is separate for the both of you because you both are have different tasks here.
Mhm.
You can use whatever abilities and features you have yourselves to prepare for this. I will have to have you guys reason out why you're using the skill, basically. So, like, if you're using insight, like how you're doing that and how that would aid in your plan, basically, or how it would aid in coming up with a plan.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
message you a question that I don't want to say out because it might give away, but I just want to get because I don't know how it would work. So I'll just time you. We continue on. I'll type it while we're playing.
Oh, secret messaging. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you guys can have like a side chat. I don't care.
Oh no, I'm
That's
talking to
fine.
you, Snack.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
He's talking to you.
I just it's a game mechanic that I just want an answer to, but I don't want to say it out on stream and then it give away what my ideas are. So I just need an answer to that, and then that thing is a
Alrighty,
plan
lady.
there. But
Yeah, go ahead.
we can continue on, and I'll just type away.
All right. So you guys are brought down the hall, and are shown around a couple of different of the larger halls here, mostly in the front area. It seems that most of the off limits area is reserved for the higher floors. In the entry hall and the gallery type thing, you guys see mostly old relics and like sagas made from mosaic, made from like what's that? The murals that have been like moved from other locations and temples and things like that, depicting stories and things like that. Kroava, you would know that some of them are widely uh preposterous, but Gray, growing up in these times, it's not so cut and dry for you.
Mhm.
Um, to answer that, just read the description of the ability.
Okay.
It answers your question. I'm not being a dick, it just answers your question.
No, that's cool then,
Uh,
if it's there.
Yeah, everything you're carrying on yourself is considered gear or equipment.
Sweet.
For that.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Let me just find it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the last paragraph on your wild shape, that ability you're talking about. All right. A lot of the murals are highly preposterous and things like that. Some of the things that Loth have done has been whitewashed with victory, so to say. Victory history books, those sorts of things. You're taken through a gallery hall of some of the prominent members. Some are familiar, Sanguinius, Drath. There is also Karina and Paramin are in there, the three other nobles that you guys know about. And some you don't. Like there's Vester Ross, a human male. He doesn't look old in the picture, but he does have shock white hair. And he is the keeper of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Vester Roth.
Roth. I thought you said Roth. Okay.
Oh yeah, Vester Ross.
Keeper of the coin.
Yeah.
Did we walked by the office and saw it? Was he in?
You walked by a painting of Vester Roth.
Oh, a painting of him. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. There's also there's the Keeper of Coin, the Keeper of Defense, the Keeper of Faith for the city, but they seem to be not, just by looking at the pictures, not people that are, you've heard it called beloved by Lolth. They kind of have like this air about them that's different, but even through the paintings, you can kind of decipher it. Kroava can, because Gray can't really see that type of shit.
Nope.
Fortunately.
Well, that is Birdie.
Nope.
But Gray will pretend.
Mm.
Yes.
These paintings are exquisite.
Well, kind of
these are wonderful rectangles.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, he doesn't keep it much of a secret. Like he is still using his cane to help himself walk and all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, of course.
I love how the artists try to construe the power and defiance in each of his paintings here. Yes.
Oh yes. The artistry here is very wonderful. I find myself mesmerized sometimes.
It is with a heavy heart. I wish that I could also see the splendor that you describe. Unfortunately, my sight has been taken from me some 30 odd years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have other ways to get by, as he taps his cane, and my fighting sense, of course, is top notch.
Yes, your
ability it comes at a price.
Your ability in the ring was something to behold. It's unfortunate you don't have your sight. Perhaps if the champion is so charitable, he might be able to help you with his ask for something from the High Prefect here.
Indeed. That was part of what I wanted to ask for personally. Had I won, I would have petitioned to, I asked her to petition to Lolth herself to perhaps grant me some sight again, but I can get by.
Perhaps with great service and sacrifice, you could see it again.
Indeed. Indeed.
Anyways, here's the cafeteria. And it takes you into like an actual cafeteria. There's a few guards, and they all, when the lieutenant enters, a few of them do get up and salute. And he puts a hand up to put him at rest. You assume they were like privates or lower ranking officers of some sort. And there is food there if you want to, but I think you guys ate earlier, so.
Yep, we did. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably
So as
fancier
of
shit too.
yeah, so as of now, I would like to go ahead and ask what exactly you guys are going to try and like scope out to find to aid in your plans. Where do you want to
Oh,
start with that?
mm,
Obviously, this is a
man.
setup, and you know.
Yeah. Like the skills I'm good at aren't really good for this specific type of thing.
Well,
Like
again,
it's
as you
like for
discussed,
the planning phase. Like the
yeah.
action phase, Gray's great for. Like he'll be able
All right.
to, he could talk his way out of practically anything. But
Well, then lean into it. Lean into it. Just find something that you think Gray would be good at, and just find a reason that would help.
okay.
It's
Um.
it's it's all you. Don't really worry about mechanical uh restrictions
Well,
here.
I know, but like
You
the
know,
dice hate me lately, so
Yeah.
I'm
right,
trying to like give
right,
myself the most as much of an advantage as I can.
right. Uh,
Um. Well, I definitely think during the course of during this course of this tour, Gray will casually um try to you know glean a little bit of information about like guard patrols and everything like that. Like obviously he's not going to ask straight up, "Hey, how are the guard patrols doing?" He'll just comment here and there on if he sees a guard, um, and ask about like rank or uh what this particular person's assignment is, that kind of thing. Just being
okay.
really being friendly, casual. Like I think, do you think I could be using deception for that? Because obviously I'm trying to glean information.
If you are going to add bits of falsities into your conversation with him, yes, I could definitely take deception for that. But obviously,
Well,
um,
probably he would have to be asked why, maybe like why he's trying to ask a question or something, and then Gray would probably. Well, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
he would give some sort of untruth to hide his true reasoning.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like I said, obviously there'd be some sort of lie involved.
yeah, there definitely. I think there would be. He would
Yeah.
probably like gloss over it and use a very convincing sounding lie, such as referring to his blindness.
Mhm. So yeah, if you
Um,
wish to use deception,
yeah,
you'll probably get different information you would from just straight persuasion, but go right ahead.
yeah.
Whatever you want to try and do.
I'm pretty good at. He's pretty good at deception. So
Okay. Go ahead and make that deception check, and before you do, just how do you kind of go about it? Are you gonna just be like, um, are you gonna like say, um, I guess that's kind of hard to do. So if there's anything you want to add to it, RP wise, go right ahead.
like me, the player, unfortunately can't really think of anything specific, but
Okay.
like I said, I could tell you like what I was trying to aim for and the sort of things that I would be asking about,
Okay. Go ahead.
but I can't think of anything specific today.
Yeah, what were you trying to glean for then?
Oh, he was the information I was looking for was like um patrols and like where the guards like mostly frequent, um and like things like that because he basically wants to know a good chunk of well, not a good chunk but like kind of how the guards are spread out in the area, like do the nobles have a lot of guards around, do they have personal guards,
Okay.
like do the
Um,
offices have personal guards, things like that, but like
I
this would
feel
be
that
as they
yeah.
go, like
Hmm.
because if they got up to where the nobles are, he would just casually be like, oh, I don't see as many guards up here. I was just do they have a cafeteria, or do they not have a cafeteria up here for a break?
Hmm.
Something casual like that.
Okay. This will be harder to pull off because it's something that's more um it's just something that's a bit more harder to do than, just straight up lying to someone and things like that. You're trying to like manipulate the conversation in a way. There's a lot of ways that can go wrong. So it could be a little bit of higher DC, but go ahead and roll the deception check for me. Or yeah, deception. So what you're going for.
Yes. 18.
18. Okay. So as you maneuver about the first floor, you make a couple of comments here and there, like you notice that on the bottom floors here, on the outsides of the outside the castle, there are heavier guard presence, but inside the castle it's relatively light.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are brought from the first floor to the second floor after visiting, a couple galleys they have there, the waiting rooms, the looking at the different art pieces and things like that. He takes you to the second floor, which is kind of where nicer festivities are held. And there is also a couple like observation towers. Inside the castle itself, there are no nobles.
No
Um,
nobles?
yeah, no nobles.
Okay.
No nobles live here. They work here, and they live, and you would assume somewhere in the Cloud Top district.
Okay.
Obviously, under guard, things like that. Whatever,
Sure.
normal bullshit. Um,
Okay.
excuse me. Apologies. My dinner is happy in my stomach today. You notice that there are more guards as you go up and up, basically. And you would assume that somewhere on the third floor is where the prefect usually uh, roams about and does her duty. Um, and there is a heavier guard presence on the second floor, is what you gather with an 18 and going up. Who knows? You haven't been brought that far. And you would know a few things. Like I said before, the guard outside on the walls and inside the garrison is stronger, but as soon as you get inside the first, like the big main grouping of buildings, the guards do drop off. There's not one like on each corner or like one on each hallway and things like that. It's much more spread out. But going up, you obviously have more and more because that's where more secret stuff goes.
Sure.
In the second floor, you are shown like a couple of hall rooms, and there's a library up there as well. That you're welcome to peruse if you wanted to stop and take a look at any books or anything in here. There does seem to be a well uh, stocked library, as well as the um, there is a higher ranked priest of Lolth here that does keep the knowledge as well.
Yes. Yes. Gray actually would like to not necessarily look at the books, but he would like to talk to the keeper of Lulth. The what did you say? The
He was the
priest,
keeper. His title is keeper of knowledge.
the keeper of knowledge. Perfect.
Yes.
Yes. Gray would actually like to take a few moments to talk to that guy.
Yeah. He is known in the clergy as an Asteriot.
Asteriot?
Asteriot or keeper of knowledge basically is the
Okay.
title.
Sure.
It's the Asteriot are basically like the uh no, those that are blessed with a knowledge of Lolth or have special training and things like that. They're specialists basically. They're not combat. They are more infrastructure and things like that. The paper pushers,
Yeah.
people that keep the countries running.
Oh, okay. Like so,
Yeah.
the guy I like because what he's looking to who he's looking to talk to is like someone that is more like into the lore of Lolth herself, like the worship and other things like that. Not like how
Yeah.
how the thing is run though.
That would be him.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the guy that he'd like
The
to talk to.
Asteriot are wide ranging.
Excellent.
They from knowledge to infrastructure to magic in a sense, and alchemy, other things, all
Okay.
nine. He seems to be actually in your favor of being a one of the keepers of the history and lore of Lolth.
Sweet.
Not Lolth itself, but just history basically.
Okay. Well, as long as he knows about Lolth, that's good.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah, Gray's got some questions about love.
Right. See, before
All right.
Gray asks
before we do
his important questions that actually make sense, Kroava is going
Yes.
to do something sneaky, and he's going to try and lower the intelligence that just to make this time of knowledge be like, these guys are some idiots. And he's just going to straight up kind of like, oh, there's so many books here. And he's going to kind of like lean in and kind of like be a bit more like secretive and just be like, do you have any of the smuttier novels here?
Are you asking the guard with you, or
Oh no, I'm asking
the keeper of
the
lore?
keeper of knowledge. Like,
Oh no.
like it's just
It's a so the individual that you are meeting with in this library is he is a tiefling by the name of Rasik.
Rossink.
Rasik.
Rossick.
Rasik.
Okay.
Not two words, one word, Rasik.
Yeah.
He's a tiefling individual. He has darker complexion, almost obsidian black, but with finely kind of almost pearlescent tint of dark purple that is that consumes his form. So he's kind of
he's
he's
hot.
kind of like a pearl. Yeah. He's a fuckboy.
Well,
he's a fuckboy
he'll
fox.
definitely know we have some smutty novels.
He does seem to be a bit younger. He's about 30, 40, middle-aged type of thing. Not the typical gray beard you would typically find in a library. And you ask him this as he introduces himself and says, I am keeper of knowledge, Rasik. How might I help you? And you ask him where the smut is, and he says, well, you see, in a royal
the voice down,
library such as this, and he kind of like looks around and just goes over to a desk and kind of like pulls out a drawer real quick and pops open a false bottom and like kind of just like leaves it alone, drops the false bottom, like kind of closes it a little bit and just goes so and points towards the drawer and just walks back over to Gray, who had some questions.
Yeah, Kroava's gonna start kind of looking around and kind of pointing at like the ceiling artwork and stuff like that, and he's gonna wander over to the left open drawer, and he's gonna take a gold coin out of his pocket and kind of do the old switcheroo and try and be as like hidden as possible and be like
make me a sleight of hand check.
Oh god. 8.
Okay. If you want, you can try and supplement this with a persuasion or charisma check if you want.
I mean, my sleight of hand check's better than my persuasion. I've got a +2 in my sleight of hand and a +1 in persuasion.
Yeah. You do this, but the what's his face? I don't know what I forgot his name.
Delmure.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Is it Delmure?
Dalmer?
Delmore?
The Leonin.
Yeah. Dalmer.
Dalmer. Oh yeah. Dalmer. Dalmer is kind of like just like there, right there, and he doesn't really care. He doesn't seem bent out of shape about it.
Yeah.
So you switch out the one of the soft backed books that are there with a single gold coin. You can go ahead and mark that off if you wish.
Yep.
And then you close it up ever so slightly. Although it goes.
Kroava cough and that kind of.
Yep. The only reason you didn't get a nat 1. That's what saved you and got an 8 is the cough. And Ross and Adalmer not getting a fuck. So, with that, you look at the cover.
Yep.
It is Tiefling's Gone Bad.
Oh, hell
Or, no,
yeah.
Tiefling's Gone Wild. Yeah.
He's got wild.
Tiefling's Gone Wild.
The Mon edition.
You might have-
So switching over to Gray here, if
I
you
have
don't
to make that.
mind.
I'm going to make that cover up now.
Yes, yes. Go ahead and
Oh,
make
no.
what's your passive investigation?
Passive investigation is a +0, so that's 10.
No. I'm talking for Kroga.
Oh.
What is it? My
Passive investigation. Your modifier +10.
It would be 13 is my passive.
Okay. You take it in your hand and you look at the front, and then you like kind of thumb through some pages real quick, and towards the back is a standing there in basically cloth covering his nicer parts is Brasik, like
Right.
white and gold cloth. He has been inscribed.
Right. If Kroava glances up from his book and looks at Rossic, is Rossic looking at Kroava expectantly that he's going to have noticed this?
What's your passive stealth?
Passive stealth is 12.
Well, okay. Let me roll a d20 and see if I get above that with like a +2. It'd be a +5. He's an Asteriot. He's very knowledgeable. I guess he would have a better perception score. +4. That's a 14.
Okay.
So he got I rolled a 14, and he's got at least a +4. So you look over his way, and he kind of like looks at you and gives you a slight wink, like a smutty little wink.
Krova's just going to give a kind of a subtle nod, and then kind of walk back over towards. Or it'll kind of like put the book kind of in like a pocket or somewhere, and then it'll just start looking around the library nonchalantly.
All right. Over to more important things.
Yes. See, I've
No, that was
softened
great.
them up for you. I've softened them for you,
Yeah.
Gray.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There you go. The keeper of knowledge here, Rossic, he says, "How would I be of service, sir?"
Yes. It's actually quite wonderful that I may able to get a moment of your time. I actually have been wondering a little bit more about some of the more well, not deeper parts of Lolth's lore, but I'd like to get to know some things about Lolth a little bit better. And being an outsider, like it's been a while. Like I know the passing stuff, of course, but I never really spent too much time studying the deep lore.
I'm gonna
anything
stop
like
you.
that.
Be careful with your words here, because that make a just give me a second and make a flat intelligence or a flat history roll.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I guess like if everybody is supposed to study deeply into the lore of Lolth, it's 7.
This one is 7. Okay. You have spent the last 30 years just basically operating under her dominion, not directly under her, but in against of it. You wouldn't know everything, but you would know that the vast majority of the citizenry, like everyone, knows how to read and write, arithmetic, and has a heavily indoctrinated history with Lolth.
He
So
doesn't have any
everyone
questions about any of
knows.
those things.
Yeah. So the basic stuff you should know.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah, he does.
Being of course a wonderful member of the citizenry and
Right.
just ever so happy to be under
Yeah, basically,
her protection. Yeah.
he's starting out saying that because he's more of an adventurer and fighter as opposed to a cleric of Lolth, he
Mhm.
doesn't know a lot of the deeper the deeper lore,
Right. Right.
which is what
Okay.
he's getting at.
Yes. Okay. That's what I wanted to make clear. Like, everyone knows like the basic stuff
Yeah,
about LOL. There's not a if and or you get a weird look if you didn't.
well, of course.
It's kind of like mandatory
Which is why he
Sunday
explains that
school.
he's not a cleric.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So continue on.
Okay. But I've been having odd dreams lately, and I was just kind of curious as to how, as if I could be sure whether or not um, Lolth herself is attempting to speak with me, or through a proxy. Like, how does Lolth usually communicate with others through visions and the like?
I have heard many such instances of different communications from Loth. Her bread and butter, of course, is um be in prayer. If she has need of you, you will usually either have a pull towards it if you, as we all do, have faith in her to uh, protect us and carry us out. She can either send actual messengers, members of the church. Uh, Also, there have been prophetic visions. Um, those with magic usually can try and force a connection with her, even if they don't have, um, if they have innate magics and things like that. Obviously, the use of magic is highly outlawed, but of course, if it was allowed to be at birth, Loth herself let it come to be.
Certainly.
Um, of course, with that, there are, as as you would know, there's specific educations for those found with magic that are willing to submit. But of course, that's things we all know. Uh, Specifically, if you're looking for how she communicates, bar none, I would say most of the time it would be prophetic vision, or a higher ranking member of the clergy, if so needed, would receive a direct communication through a divine message of sorts, actual apparition of her instead of a dream. There's also been instances of our grand protectors, the matrons, coming down and actually passing judgment in her stead. Of course, they have such a high connection with her. It's breathtaking just to even be in their presence. But she has various methods, but most of the time, prophetic vision.
Right? Now, does she usually take actually manifest herself like as like her symbol in those
Um,
visions, or do they not really say like it's just you get like your feeling of her and it's her, but like she doesn't always have to like show herself or anything.
in the visions that I've had, in communications with her, I've seen her take multiple forms. That of a
Wow,
that of a crow, a beautiful elven drow individual, uh, and crowds, things like that. It kind of just fits the dream most of the
oh,
time. But
fascinating.
usually there's some sort of symbology to her. Spiders, crows, uh, loom, the dusk nights, things like that. She is known to be connected with the moon and twilight and other such aspects of her portfolio. Um,
Interesting. Well, I might have
u-
to meditate more on that then, because
Usually there's an air of certainty there if she is truly
okay.
contacting you.
So if I so by the fact that I'm not really sure, might very well be my clue as to it's just it's just a dream and nothing else. It was not necessarily divine.
Maybe she's acting through your subconscious, or maybe the divine vision is not strong enough.
Interesting.
That she doesn't want to put all her effort into it. She's going to.
Well, I mean, she's very mysterious, as most as gods tend to be.
Right. They tend to be vague in their message as well as their meaning most of the time. But from the interactions I've had, you most of the time do know.
Wow, that was very enlightening. That helped me greatly, Sir Rossick. So I really appreciate the time that you took to answer my question today.
And he puts
he
his
gives a bow.
yeah. Rasa gives a open hand. He puts an open hand on his chest and bows instead of the closed fist. Which seems distinctively different.
Interesting.
Nothing untoward, just a different way of doing it. You're not sure why.
Okay.
And he says,
"Yeah, because Gray would just bow the same way that that Dalmer did."
Right, and you feel that was correct. What was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot completely. Rosick bows and says, "If you need any more information or just wish to chat or join me and Freya one of these days, the chapel outside is where I find myself sometimes as well. Not all knowledge comes from books or scrolls, so."
Oh, certainly. That is definitely something to keep in mind. Should I need to consult you for something else?
Yes. He nods and just makes his way back to some papers that he was working on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so then Gray will nod at Dalmer and indicating that that was all he really needed to do here in the library, so that whenever everyone is ready, he's ready to continue on.
Kroava, are you looking at this much still?
No, by this point, I'd probably be kind of over it. The kind of with Dalmer just kind of waiting for the continue on of the tour.
Anything else you wanted to maybe look into here at all?
Not in the only thing that is a skill that Kroava would be wanting to do while thingman is you explained that like it seems as if there's more guard presence and fortification outside the castle than inside the castle until you get to the higher floors. So Kroava would be kind of continuing while they're walking around the floors, looking out kind of the windows and the just out the spaces to the outside of the castle, just to see if he can see or notice any kind of like little areas or trails or something like that isn't as heavily guarded or watched, to kind of like escape routes that if they need to flee, these are the areas that we have to get to if we can get to them, because otherwise we're going to be fucked. So
right. You notice, and you guys are on the back of the castle as of this point, so you guys are like facing, if you were to face the back of the castle, that's going towards the port of Amman, so you're kind of like in one of those corners there. So you would see out the south and side facing Amman, right, like right here on like this corner here,
okay,
on like the second or third floor of this little building here. And there's like two big bay windows that go like this room is like two stories tall because of the bookshelves go that tall, and there's like giant, lovely glass stained colored windows that you could look out of as just like an idle thing.
Okay.
Like you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, and then you can probably do like a perception check or investigation if you wish.
I would stick with
Whatever you want to.
a perception check just now, because it's more just kind of as we're walking through the corridors and stuff like that, just at any given point while we're just kind of walking and talking, just little glances
just
and
like
stuff.
Yeah, just like physically looking at everything and like kind of like spacing things out and seeing like
Yeah, just try and get
yeah.
that layout where like this doesn't look as much as outside the castle is a lot more heavily fortified. There's like this little slither where if we go out this door, we could it gives us our best chance of not dealing with many people.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
with my perception, I need to check my features because I've got the
You got
eagle
eagle
eye.
eyes.
So does that give me advantage?
I don't think so.
Again,
I
the
think it
eyesight of
just
an
gets
eagle, you can see up to a mile with no difficulty. Additionally, dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on wisdom perception checks. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about thing me. That's cool.
yeah. You are kind of like going robot a bit there too as well. So with an 18, Kroava, you would looking out this bay window towards the port of Milan, yeah, you can see for like as far as you can see for.
Oh my god, I can see Alora.
No, that your skill lets you see for. Let's see here. Yeah. Whatever it is.
I think it was a mile,
Eagle.
like easily see
Yeah,
a
you can
mile.
see a mile away with
Yeah.
no difficulty. So yeah, you can see for like a mile and a half here with that 18 perception check. It's clear skies, it's good weather. Like you can see boats, you can see dolphins and whales like a mile out. It's kind of unnerving too. This is probably the first time you've like seen out this high up and this far out with your new eyes, and it's kind of unsettling. But yeah, you're able to like get every peak, every crack and jaunt in there in like this back half of this place, and you um probably have a couple ideas by now, anyways. So we'll go over that once you guys get back to your room and you're able to like kind of put piece things together.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll definitely be a success on there with the success for that deception check. Yeah. So that gave you information and a couple ideas as
I'll just write
pathways
it
out.
down to remind later on.
Yeah. All right. Going on, continuing with the uh, bu- 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 the tour of the castle. Dalmer says, unfortunately, going any higher is above my station to allow you to do. If you wish, we continue to the outside grounds. There is a magnificent garden in the back half. As well, there is a chapel and some other odds and ends that you might be interested in. As well as like stables and things like that as well. If any horsemanship catches your eye, I could probably arrange a jaunt around the castle or one of our better horses if you are wanting some entertainments as well.
Yes, that would be great. I'm guessing upstairs will be where we'll meet.
Yes.
Oh yes. Well, we wouldn't
Of
want
course.
to disturb them while they're doing their hard work at this time of day. So, I would very much appreciate seeing more of the grounds of the castle and particularly the stables and whatnot.
Yes, unless absolutely necessary. Disturbing her eminence is a dishonor among the soldiers here, unless it's absolutely necessary.
Of course. We certainly wouldn't want to impose, her even deigning to see us is a great honor, and we definitely would do want to besmirch the good graces of her.
Yes, of course. And he kind of leads you out of the giant double doors of the main castle, down the side of the main parapet, not parapet. Like there's a. Okay, so the castle itself is raised about a
entire story from the rest of the inner side of the castle itself. The walls themselves are like all on like a um, raised wall of just straight stone.
Okay.
Um, and then the walls are on top of it, and the bridge coming in is like an actual bridge with like columns and pillars. So the whole castle is like raised up a story, and you are able to get like down into the outer areas as well. Um, and you do see like off to the side as you're walking around. If you want to just give me a straight perception check, this is not like a skill test type of thing. It's just to see what you're able to see as you move through the halls and get outside.
Okay.
Just the two of you,
Oh,
both
sure.
of you.
Well, that's only a 12.
Should I roll at disadvantage at all?
This will just be like a quick recursory thing. It'll be fine. You'll
Right.
get less information naturally, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I got 16.
16. Okay. Gray, what you get is you pick up senses of like people walking past, things like that. You do notice actually when you get like towards towards the stables as well, because you're able to like audibly hear the horses nynnying and haying and like things being scooped in carts and things like being moved in and out of there. As well as like a couple of the different things that Kroava might not have picked up on, but you're able to like kind of suss out how big everything is around here and like the spacing and things.
Mhm.
Which does help. You are brought to the chapel actually first. Big stained glass windows on the front and kind of like of an arch around the door as you are let inside. It's not massive. It's kind of like a one main hall area that is about maybe 20 pews long, but it is quite spacious. Um, like if you like one of the not big churches in like New York, like the big old ones in New York, but like like a regular sized big church.
Yeah, just like
Sure.
one of the little like village church kind of things where
No,
it's
no,
no?
not village,
No, he said
not
it's a big
village.
church.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
it's a
not
big
like,
church.
but not just like a giant cathedral or anything.
right.
Yeah, it's not a cathedral. It's like a big chapel,
Right. Okay.
basically. It's got like four like two and two areas on each side of pews, and they're like maybe like 20-10 long, as well as a sort of a raised stage and a main pulpit for the priests here. And there are a couple walking around. A couple of them are more greener looking, and the others are more of the venerated ones, or have the different robes that denote a higher status of the church. If you wish to talk to anyone here,
Um, can I check to see if any of the nobles that we've met are around?
um, go ahead. You already made a 16 perception check. If you want, you can make an insight check again, and I will count this as like kind of like looking for people because you probably have a habit of like instinctually like sussing out body language and things like that. This would help it, so you're just not rolling perception again and again and again for these types of
Sure.
things.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll roll an insight. That's a
Would-
natural one.
Could
Mhm.
I
Everyone in here is a noble.
could I
I'm kidding.
roll an insight check to see if I recognize anybody from my smutty book?
Oh,
Just in case there's anybody else in the.
that would be more of an intelligence thing, kind of like matching pictures.
What,
You're good at this.
the
You like shapes and things.
What, the investigation in that case then?
Intelligence
Just-
or investigation, sure.
I'll do because investigation isn't it. I'll just do investigation and see if I can put two and two together. That's a 22.
Wow.
You kind of remember thumbing through it a little bit. You didn't look at every single picture in there.
Yeah.
None of them seem familiar, although they all are wearing robes and things, and not nudie and stuff. So,
Yeah. I mean, I know some of them have got dark secrets. That's cool.
Tieflings Gone Wild isn't like a straight porn book. It's more like tasteful nudes and things like that.
It's classy.
Yeah, classy smut.
Yeah, but you never know. Like, I didn't expect to find it in the first place, so you never know where anybody else might be scribing.
Exactly.
I should be rolling this D20 I have on my desk. I just rolled like an 18 and 19 and a nat 20.
I
found it on the floor when I
prefer.
was moving out of my old place. So
Okay. I would
so I
prefer.
kept it on my desk.
Yeah, I would prefer dice in the foundry though.
No, I know.
Just as a personal. Okay. Just a personal note.
No, I know. The foundry just seems to really hate
you.
me.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's all Kroava. Like, at this point, he's...
This is a good D20, though. I need to save it.
Yeah.
Getting good rolls on it.
For now.
That's all Kroava is really interested in. He's no looking for nobles.
All right. Kroava, with the 22 investigation check, you would know that there are different looking people with the same robes that Rasik had.
Oh, okay. So no
like the same kind of robes, but different colors and things.
So similar robes in different colors.
You're good with colors.
Well, I mean, I spend most of my time with my coloring book, so colors should be like my top of my fucking game.
Yeah. I have expertise with colors.
Exactly. Right. No, that's so no smarty people, just people in the same robes. Right. No, that's cool. Well, at that point, Kroava he'll continue what he was doing before and kind of just looking around, seeing what, not necessarily in here, because I don't expect us to be trying to escape from in here, but he will still, like, with everything, he'll just be continuously looking for, like, escape points of interest, hiding points, and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to get a kind of try to get the layout, see where guards tend to focus more and stuff as we're wandering around.
Yeah, you think the chapel is a dead end on that part because it's not really attached to any of the walls. It's not attached to the church, so there's really not a reason unless you're trying to hide.
Yeah.
In here, but then again, there's probably people in here that'll see you if you try to hide in here, so you'd have to like find an empty room or something. But it is an option. It is a building that exists.
That's cool.
Yeah. Kroava, anything for you, good sir?
No, that's pretty much me.
Or sorry, great.
No. Yeah, well. Yeah, nothing specific out here per se, but I guess he might have asked it earlier or not, but at some point he's going to ask Dahmer about like maybe casually at this point he'll ask just about if there's any way that they can either get a message to or visit some of the nobles that they have made contact with, because the nobles were on a higher floor that Dahmer himself can't necessarily escort them to, but because they've made contact with the nobles and wished to meet with them.
Okay. Or thank them for certain items.
Yeah. You can go ahead and just ask that in RP if you want. Sounds like you got an idea there.
No. that was the idea. He was just going to ask if they had any way to meet, if there was like someone else that had to come and escort them, or if there was just a way to go and meet with some of the nobles that they have.
Yeah. Is there a suggestion box or anything like that? We can put these suggestions towards the reserves.
So he responds by saying, "Well, it is a possibility that I would be able to set up something for you. Yes, seeing as you have the meeting with Her Majesty in about the end of the day today. I don't know how soon it would be, but there's a possibility of that happening. Yes."
Excellent. That's great. Because we made some really great some interesting contacts, and I had a couple of offers of employment should I survive this survive the tournament, which by Lilith's grace I did. And they asked me to get into contact with them.
Indeed, yes, it seems. It
And
seems
what
she
better
has.
opportunity when I'm already here?
It seems she has an eye on you. Yeah, I will make haste on this post haste
Thank you very much.
as soon as we are done, and I have a chance to talk to someone.
Of course, there's no particular rush. Well, perhaps before we have our meeting with Her Majesty, of course. I mean, I want to make sure all our everything is that every business that we needed to that I wanted to see is taken care of because she'll be the priority.
Is there someone specifically you would want to ask for, so I know?
Well, there are two nobles in specific that I should that had showed interest, and we had a little bit of a chat with. The first is, where did I write the name down?
Is it
Karina.
Oh, Karina.
Karina, I don't remember her last name. I wrote down Karina, and that was it.
Argud.
Karina Argud.
Yeah.
Lady Argud. I spoke with her, and as well as Sir Sanguinus. He was quite impressed, and his reputation most certainly precedes him. And going to work for someone of his stature would be quite helpful for my reputation, as it were. And the gray hand, is that what he was called?
He is the captain of the Grey Hand, as well as a Drow patriarch.
Yeah. Working for the Grey Hand would be, one way I think I could serve Our Lady quite well.
Of course, I will have a man talked to Mr. Drath as soon as possible.
I should probably point out that I was supposed to have an evening with Paramin Kalia. I had promised her an evening with myself if I had won the event, because I wanted to be a gentleman, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. She has already sent word as she wishes to have dinner. I wasn't going to bring it up just yet, but as you mention it, she has invited you to dinner, sir. Of course, everything for such an occasion can be afforded to you.
Oh, perfect.
Congratulations, Sir Kroava.
I thank you. Like, it's just another reward of the victor.
Yeah, indeed. Perhaps if I had won, I would have been granted such an honor. I am a bit jealous. But...
That's literally the note that I have written down, was just Paramin wants the D.
Oh boy. All right. With that, the last stop is the place of most interest, I would say, and this is going to be the back half of the castle. There is a area that is open up to the cliffside here, and is well guarded, but not more so. It's not on the same level as the rest of the courtyard, but there is like a couple of guards here. it is a hanging garden area where there are like plants and other types, uh, plants and bushes and things like that that are like assembled in a garden esque area where there's like hanging topiary and plants and things like that, just um, fixed and weaved into the topiary here. Like it's a grand display of fine guardsmanship, fine gardening, as it were. And this is open to the cliffside as well, which seems somewhat interesting.
Very
You
well.
mean open as in there's like no wall? So like if you
There's like
so
a
somebody could
normal like
climb or
it's like a normal like barrier fence, yes.
but it just doesn't seem like it's as
There's
heavily
no there's
fortified.
it's not like yeah, there aren't like giant walls
Yeah.
around you
Well, I mean, the
anymore.
cliff makes for a pretty good natural barrier.
Yes, yeah, and you
How
do
sheer
see
is the cliff?
around where you are, it is about 100-foot drop.
Okay.
And then the rest is a very heavy decline, and you do see parapets, like
Ah.
actual open towers here,
Oh wow.
that seem to interconnect, and there seems to be just a slight defense system there as
Cool.
well.
Interesting.
You can actually see a couple of archers there with bows slung up on their backs and crossbows and swords. Some of them have crossbows, some of them sword, some of them have bows. But this seems like a very open area and interesting.
Okay.
Mhm. There's not too many people here of note to talk about, but if you wish, you could probably find someone about gardening or uh, maybe another. Maybe people are walking around here that are just unassociated with the garden and just enjoying the view. If you wish to look around or anything like that.
Well, sure. Yeah. Gray will
Mm.
still, he will casually have a little bit. He has a little bit of interest. Like he'll, casually wander around and kind of just check it out and enjoying the nature at the very least.
Okay. Oh. I didn't mean anything by it. It was just natural ambience. Yeah, there's couples and things like that, and people here. It seems to be a spot for more intimate uh relations. So make of that of what you will. And you guys are able to be back to your rooms at any time if you wish to look anywhere else at
Um,
request.
the only place that Kroava really wants to do is see the stable area and all that kind of stuff, and just see what kind of horses and that, and how easy it would be to perhaps borrow said horses for a grand estate.
Does it again. The great horse thief. Krova, the great horse thief. Um,
He's a horse rustler.
yeah. Yeah, you're able to go and check out the stables real quick. There are like quite a few horses here. Like they have a steady supply for like not only the standing garrison, but army supply as well. Like backups and things like that. They're all quite well cared for. Um, the vast majority of them are all war horses, and there are draft horses in there as well for carrying carriages and things like that. Attached to the stable is also like a small woodworking shop as well um, for carriages and things like that, where they need if the one breaks down, they can be fixed up and reupholstered and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, do any of the horses look particular more strong and rugged than other horses?
Yeah, the war horses. There are a few that obviously look bigger than the other, but they all seem to be about the same like fine quality. Like it seems whoever is in charge of racing these horses takes the same amount of care in each and single one of them. And the only difference is just natural selection.
Right.
But yeah, there's a few that are like, uh, poke out to you. If you
Right.
want to, you can try and like do an animal handling check and see if like any of them seem more cooperative than the other if you're looking for something to get away on horseback with, if that's what you're going after.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody else around? Like in the
I mean,
vicinity?
Delmer. Oh, like an authority on the horses?
Yeah, just like anybody that like is it easy enough to be out to kind of be out of sight?
Oh, you're trying to be out of sight with people.
Yeah, or just
Um,
like enough of out of sight, like it wouldn't draw attention, you know?
yeah, I mean the most out of sight you can get is just you, Gray, and Dalmer. Dalmer is going to be within eyesight of both of you at any time.
Yeah, no, that's fine then. Yeah, I'll do an animal handling check just to see, what horses seem to be like a wee bit more interested in maybe escaping. Or just like ones that
All
look
right.
as if they'd be easier to kind of control and be more easier to persuade, that it wouldn't take like, see, like a lot of war horses and that will be trained to
Mhm.
only go with certain authorities, like just ones that would be like totally down for a quick adventure.
Um, Actually, as a quick note, the horses like these wouldn't be trained like that. They would be trained to follow whoever's on top of them. Like whatever order they give, whoever's mounted on them is their operator. It's not a situation where like, oh, you're not wearing the right armor, or you I don't know you, or something like that. Obviously, some of the riders here, the cavalrymen, have special bond with certain horses and things like that. And they are trained specifically with riders, but not in a sense where they won't ever not follow orders if given one. They all seem to be broken and trained properly,
Okay,
just off the cut. But you can make an animal handling check to
yeah.
see which one will have the lowest like DC.
Yeah, I want the ones because obviously if there's going to be a couple of years, I'd need to know some.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check. Do I have anything that I can use to get advantage? I don't think I have.
No, probably would require a magic,
Yeah.
which you can't do with a guy breathing down your neck.
Exactly. There was another thing that I was going to do, but
Ooh, okay. I just have an idea. So once you guys are done doing your thing,
11. Mm.
11. It's kind of hard to discern just off the cuff and without making it obvious, but you do your best and you avoid any real suspicion. He just kind of thinks you're like you like horses and stuff. So,
That's cool.
you have a couple ideas. It's like there's a certain like half of the barn that seem more, you know, pliable than the others, but it's not much of a lead, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Well, at the end of that, Kroava would ask how or it'd probably turn to Dalmer and just kind of, how easy would it be to kind of be able to borrow a horse to just have a little run around the grounds or anything? Is it possible to just have some fun a little?
It could be arranged if you wish to take a ride, yes.
If
I would
if
have
it's-
one of the handlers sit with you for a few minutes and just go over the proper way to introduce yourselves to one of the horses, which is something you kind of know already how to do.
Yeah.
Somewhat, not in a formal sense like they might have, but you could get them to be comfortable with you with like an animal handling check or something. But that's all he really is talking about.
Yeah, like as long as it isn't too much of an issue to be able to do it, I'd love to just see what these majestic animals can really do. You know, just open them up. Not
Yes,
not
that's-
literally. I'll say that.
No, of course not. So it'd be a fine waste of a horse. But at any time, you may request to go for a ride on one of them. In accompaniment of me, of course.
Oh yes, of course. Yes.
policy and all that. But yes, Gray, what would you like to do? Now it seems, unless you have anything else, Kroava.
No, that's all I really needed.
Wonderful.
Okay, because I just came up with with an idea. So during our tour here, have we gone past like any guard barracks or anything like that?
Um, with your original perception check of a 16, you haven't really gone all the way around the courtyard. There are places obviously in the courtyard you're being kept away from. So I would say no.
Okay, that's fine then.
You have not been to that side,
all right.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because all right, then Gray will once Krova's done doing that, Gray will kind of approach I just forgot his name again. Dalmar. Yeah, Dalmar. Approach Dalmar, and he's actually gonna bring it up. He's just I actually had a pretty interesting idea of some entertainment, Sir Dalmar. Where are you and your fellow guards barracks? Because I'm sure most of you didn't get a chance to see the tournament. I think it might be a really a great time, perhaps, if I could offer to do a little bit of friendly sparring, show off a couple of moves for some of the guards who didn't get a chance to see some of the things, and maybe even it'd be quite an honor of my own to test my skill a little bit against some of your top swordsmen.
It is a fine officer, but most of our guards here have a strict balance they like to keep when they are on duty, but not currently patrolling. You see, we have
we wouldn't ask anybody on duty. Of course not. That's not.
Of course. Well, there's a difference between being on duty, on patrol, and off duty. They, of course, our guard here don't live to do just this. They are their own people.
I would hope so. I mean,
of course.
You gotta have some kind of energy.
Great Loth teaches us to have a respect for those, regardless of rank. They tend to, when not on patrol, our guard, have take up free time activities, and we respect the boundaries. But tonight could, I might be able to ask around it if anyone is interested in doing so. I could pull them aside, and we can have a sizable group if interested.
Yeah, I would certainly love to take part in something like that with some of your the honorable guards here.
Of course.
Especially if there's anyone who didn't get a chance to see the tournament at all.
It could also be a good way of perhaps some of your newer soldiers and guards being able to learn a new trick or something that Gray could perhaps impart his wisdom on that kind of thing, because even though we are here for the tournament, your hospitality has given us a much more want to give back to your cause here.
Well said, Sir Kroava. It's precisely my point. And I have learned quite a few things over my years of the path with the blade, and any kind of I could certainly assist in fighting in a unique situation, as opposed being able to feel as opposed to. I mean, I'm sure that the basic training everyone gets is adequate, but sometimes having a new someone with a different style to spar against can be quite educational.
Well, that is a fine offer, and I will perhaps if you wish to go to the cafeteria shortly, I could head over to the barracks and talk to the commander there and have everything taken care of. And while you entertain the guards, I'm sure that would be enough people, even off duty, to keep an eye on you. And I'd be able to go talk to Lord Wraith for you as well.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would work out quite nicely. Yeah, there'd be
Very
plenty of
well.
people to keep an eye on me.
In that case, we should make our way inside.
That sounds good to me. All right. Anything else that is there any other things out here you want to see, Sir Kroava?
No. But to be honest, I'd like to see you try and defeat all the guards.
Oh no, it wouldn't be something like that. It would just be, you know, a few friendly sparring rounds. Nothing. No sharpened blades, practice blades only. That kind of.
Oh, well, yes,
Alright.
because they would probably have the same outcome as the tournament yesterday. And Crow will give his little chuckle.
Well, and I wouldn't want to, be too beat up, I guess you could say, before our audience with Her Majesty.
Yeah. So if there's nothing else, you guys can make your way. Yeah, make your way inside, and you
Make our
are
way.
dropped. Made away. You are dropped off in the cafeteria area for a little while, and Sir Delmar says, "It's been brought to my attention. There's lunch is been prepared for the general staff. If you wish to partake, while I go and persuade the commander for some leisure time. I will be back in roughly 10 minutes."
Certainly, I'm feeling a bit peckish. I could use a little bit of lunch, and then perhaps when you get back, you can join us for a little bit.
Of course. And he does make sure to stick a couple of stick one of the other lieutenants in here that were done, and he just looked around for one of the lieutenants that were done and asked him to just stick on you for a little while before he went back to his patrol.
Sure.
And he leaves. You guys are able to go up to the main cafeteria line and get some food. It's very simple. It's like two options basically as you approach.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yep.
he'll just just get whatever. Like this is pretty standard fare for Gray. With the
Right.
living the mercenary troop life. Like they eat what they can get basically.
Yeah. You get into line and eventually you reach the front where the food's being poured out, and it's basically just stew. But the funny thing about it is you get up there and there is a bigger bugbear looking individual who has just like a hairnet that's like basically encompassing like not his face. And he's got like really fine, grossly curly hair, and he's missing an eye, and the other eye is kind of like scarred up as well. And he looks at you and just says, "Stew."
Certainly. I can't tell the difference between these two, so give me your choice, good sir.
Who stews? Yes. And he just takes a big spoonful and plops it in one of your bowls, and takes another big spoonful and just plops another into Krova's bowl. Says, "Stew."
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there like pieces of bread too?
Yeah, there's like a couple of pieces of bread at like a condiment table next to
Right, yeah.
the line there.
Yeah, Gray will grab a couple pieces of bread too.
Yeah, and some canteens with water as well.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a
He'll
dry
just
cafeteria.
Take a seat and start just dipping the bread in the stew, and
Yeah.
kind of. I personally love doing that. This is so good. I just love a good piece of bread.
And you do notice that is all the cafeteria man says is just stew.
Ran a few words, but you know exactly what he's telling you.
Yeah. So you guys are able to eat and chill and chillax. Off topic, Zim, you did say 9:30 my time, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're approaching that time. I
Yep.
think we'll just go do like a quick couple more minutes and then we'll wrap up.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I can go another 15. It was at 9:45.
Oh, okay. 9:45. Okay.
I wasn't going to start bringing it up for another 15. Yeah.
I mean that's fine. We're kind of out of a quick stopping point here. That way
Yeah,
I
that's
can
true.
prepare whatever I need to for the next couple of things.
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, let's do a couple more minutes then. You guys able to talk and chit chat for the next couple of minutes, and eventually Mr. Dolmar does come back and says everything's been prepared.
Oh, great. That sounds like it's going to be a
Whenever-
lot of fun.
Yes. Whenever you're ready, I shall acquiesce to get some food shortly, and I will, once we're done, we can head on over.
Were you able
Yeah.
to get a hold of either of the nobles, or are they out today?
I have sent word
Sent
and
word,
should hear
Of course.
shortly back.
No, that's how nobles are sometimes. It's got to go through the channels.
Of course.
Redwall, this is definitely something that I want to see. Krova's got to get all excited.
This is the distraction.
Oh, you guys don't even. I thought you left the bag.
Yeah, I don't have
We
the
did,
bag.
but this is going to be a big distraction. It'll take a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
I know Kroava wants to watch, but I mean,
No, I know. I just really want to watch.
wink, wink.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, you guys eat and talk for the next couple of minutes, and start to make your way towards the barracks area. Let through several gates, all guarded, of course. And eventually, that's where we'll knock it off for today.
All right. Yeah, it seems like a fair place to cut it, so that we can
Yeah.
get into that next time. We did start a little late. They're late today, but
Apologies.
That's okay.
Fell out of routine.
Understandable.
Yeah. It's been a month.
Has it really been that long? Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I
pretty
think so.
much.
Wow.
All right.
But no, that'll be interesting to see. Like,
Yeah.
what happens? What Kroava plans to do during certain.
I have a pretty good
activities.
idea, which is fine, and it's a good idea of yours.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Kroava just turns into a small spider and makes his way.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
that's where
Pretty much.
some
Something along
plans
those
might
lines.
happen. We don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, it could be.
I mean-
I could be an elephant. You don't know.
Yeah.
Right. You could be a horse.
Yep.
You guys did have an outside window as well.
No.
Mhm. But perhaps
Out-
I set 4 horses loose and turn myself into one, and this horse just happens to be running away. Oh no! However, will they
Oh,
catch all
God.
the horses? No,
Not
I've got an idea that it's one of the ideas that it can either go very, very well or it just won't work. Like it's no one. It's one of the few ideas that me and Kroava will have where it will be absolutely amazing, but if it doesn't work, it's not going to have major consequences. Like normally, it's either it's really, really good or it's really, really bad. This one is like, oh, it's either going to be good or it was a miss, but we're all good. We can keep going, which is rare. So I'm quite excited.
We'll see. I'm sure it'll work out just as well as your other great plan.
I mean,
It did something.
I mean, I got the outcome that I needed. Might have fucked everybody else, but my plan came to fruition.
All right.
Right.
We can, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the game. Thank you everybody that stopped by, Huddy and
Yeah, thanks for
Haba,
coming by.
and Zim, you and Haba for the resubs. I appreciate
Of course,
it.
of course.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with some.
Next week should
With-
be. I don't think
with-
I have anything
within-
planned on Sunday, so
Yeah,
Same.
it'll be exciting to see where this all goes. Oh, it'll be fun. So yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by, and we shall see you. Well, we'll see this cast next week, but I'll be back probably tomorrow. So bye everybody.
bye.